Hello and welcome in. It is S&S Pigskin Picks, ready to get scratching for Week 14 best bets. I'm joined by the other half of S&S. What is going on, Jer? Are you ready for Week 14 already?
Yeah, can't wait. A lot of playoff implications, a lot of, quote unquote must win games. It's going to be, playoff quality football. It has to be, or they're going home. I don't expect too many blowouts. I know there are some decent spreads, but I think they're all going to be relatively close. Maybe garbage time. Some spreads will be covered, but I still
You
took
know
three
what? I
favorites, but it's
noticed.
just me.
I just know. I noticed there's no double-digit favorites this week, which kind of surprised me. Right?
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of good teaser legs out there for sure. So let's take a quick peek back. We went 4-4 total on the S&S Pigskin Pick Show, taking our record to 57-46, 11 games over 500. Let's kick it off with the top dog picks of the week, our platinum picks. Okay, so we are going for your platinum pick to the Chicago Bears at Green Bay Packers. Packers laying 6.5. What are you thinking?
I've just been calling the demise of the Chicago Bears for too long, almost on every other episode. Sure, if you can go back into the episodes, you can find me saying it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and it still hasn't happened. But believe it or not, I still think it's going to happen. I still think they're going to implode. I still think Green Bay is going to take the division. And maybe Chicago will make the playoffs. But yeah, I think they're in for a little rude awakening. I myself was awakened when I seen a stats chart that I also sent Mr. Sandu, and the only team that's really in the upper echelons that has a good record that's faced playoff teams is the Rams. Like Chicago's, it's just a weak schedule. So,
Yeah.
divisional games are usually close, but I think Green Bay, with their statement win over Detroit, I think they can easily, maybe not easily, but I think they'll still win by at least a touchdown. So I'm loving the 6.5 with Green Bay. It's my
Surprised me.
favorite of the week.
I was surprised the spread was that big. I think it was originally 5.5, and then it went up to 6.5. So we know traditionally Green Bay owns the Bears with Favre, Rodgers, even with Love now. So that's tough for the Chicago Bears. I mean, they've always struggled in Green Bay. And we saw what they did after they beat the Eagles. The coach took his shirt off, and the whole city got free hot dogs or pizza or some shit. So they're feeling themselves. I like this pick. I think Green Bay is going to start to march onto the playoffs and get themselves a little bit of maybe not separation from Chicago, because Chicago's still technically ahead right now. So maybe start to pull away, and this would be the best time to start. You got home field. You got a fat and happy Bears team.
Yes,
So
Chicago, like to say, fat and happy. They are way too happy and a little too fat on the wins. I think they're going to come back to, maybe only a two game losing streak, maybe only a 3 game losing streak, but losing streak's coming.
yeah, they're just. I think they're riding this wave of emotion, and yeah, I mean they're doing their job. They're winning the games that they got to win, and I think this is just a bad spot for them. So I'm going to move along to my platinum pick for Week 14 here on the show. I'm going to lay the 3 with the Detroit Lions. They've looked horrible. Dallas is looking like a world beater. Dallas is ready for a playoff push. Dak Prescott is your MVP. Fire Dan Campbell. Not buying it yet, Jer. I do respect what Dallas did against the 2 Super Bowl contenders. It was in like a 5-day stretch there. I think they were just riding really high on emotions, and they're still probably riding a little high. I just think Detroit you're getting him at this number. We talked about this in our Thursday night preview. You don't get Detroit at -3 that often. Not sure if Amon-Ra's going to play, but I expect him to. Even if he doesn't play, I think Detroit can pull away
Next
and win
man
this
up, right?
by.
We got a lot of talented, a lot of speedy guys out there. I'm sure that they'd love to get in there and win it for the hometown fans. And, it's inside. They love it inside. This Dallas defense, yeah, their line is, and they think that Diggs is going to come back, but I just have this feeling that Goff's going to carve up that secondary. Maybe that defensive line will hold Gibbs to only 100 yards and a touchdown, but that's the basement, I think, for Gibbs in this game. At least 100 yards and a touchdown. Who knows what Montgomery's going to get? So yeah, I really think this is this point where it's like a slingshot. Pull it back. You can only pull it back for so long until that thing goes off.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's time to buy low on the Lions, sell high on the Cowboys. So that is what I'm going to do in this one. Let's go on to our gold selections against the spread. I will set it off with the team that lost to the bum-ass Jets, Atlanta, +7 at home. Obviously, the season has gone horribly for Atlanta. I'm hoping Drake London plays, Jer. I'm not 100% if he will or not. That was just pretty embarrassing. You're losing to the Jets. You outgained them, you out-yarded them. Muff pump really screwed shit up for Atlanta. Seattle, I just like to fade teams off of a shutout. They shut out Minnesota. And Minnesota's defense held them to I think it was 220 yards. So I think nothing Atlanta will do that in this spot. I just think it'll be kind of a groggy spot for Seattle. It's kind of a cross-country trip similar to the Rams had. So I like Atlanta stay in this game. Don't think they're going to win it, but I can see them losing by 3, 4, maybe 6 here. So I think they're a live dog.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, obviously, Seattle should win this by 30, but give me 7 points at
home dog
for Atlanta team. Was
it's
embarrassed.
always dangerous. And just kind of a look ahead spot. You think Seattle is in tough in that division. Don't get me wrong, but it's easy to look ahead for these teams. They only got a few wins, and so yeah,
well,
I like it.
Minnesota was kind of like a walkthrough for Seattle. If you think about it, it wasn't very intense, right? So I look at Atlanta. They're going to come out here, guns a-blazing. I mean, not really looking for a playoff spot, but I think they got pride. Kirk Cousins, let's see if he can have 1 or 2 decent games in his career. And I'm taking the 7, fading Seattle, just because I think they're a little bit tubby and happy after their shutout victory. But yeah, more on that Minnesota team a little later in the show. Okay, for your gold selection, we are going to the Rams visiting the Arizona Cardinals in a division battle. What are you thinking in this one, Jer?
I'm just thinking they're just going to be kicking themselves for losing to Carolina. I know they're still on the road, but I think it's some more familiar surroundings, nicer, nice weather down there in Arizona. I think they'll be more relaxed down there than in Carolina. And just, take care of business like they need to. They put up 30, 40 burgers like it's nobody's business. Arizona, they can get lucky and do that, but I don't think so. I think they'll be covering the spread, maybe only by just 10 points or so. But I think, it's a makeup spot, and they're not going to waste it.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? I don't think McVay and gang are going to let them stay in a close game like they did against the Panthers. I mean, obviously some untimely turnovers by Stafford, but still, I think McVay knows that you got to put these division rivals away. So you get up by 17-20 and maybe a backdoor touchdown, and then Rams win by 10 or 11, something like that. I think that would be a pretty good menu there for the Rams. Obviously, losing a tough game to Carolina. Arizona playing out the schedule. Jacoby Brissett, the world's greatest backup. I don't know. Arizona, they show up once in a while, but again, they are Zona, and the Rams are playing for a lot more. So that's Jared's gold pick. He's laying the 8 with the Rams. Let's go on to the silver selections for this week, Jared. Tell me your thoughts on the Titans and Cleveland Browns. Cleveland laying 4. Not the game most people will be watching at the bar, I'm guessing.
No, sir. I like Shador. I know he got his ass kicked. The 49ers kicked his ass. I think this is a get-right spot for him to show that he can be the leading man, or maybe until somebody else gets there. Another draft pick, perhaps. They'll be picking pretty high. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and the defense, I just love the defense to shut down the Titans. Titans aren't really doing much, so I think it's gonna continue.
Yeah, I mean, initially I was thinking this was going to be a field goal game. I was thinking Cleveland wins this by 3, just because I looked at the total. It's like 33.5. So, the odds makers are thinking this game's going to be like 17-14 type shit or something like that, or 18-14, something in that ballpark. So the way I look at it is the first team that probably gets to 14 wins this, right? So it's not the game most people will be watching on Sunday, but it's worth betting on. So I know Jer will have his eye on that game. For me, I'm going to a division battle. Yeah, so I'm going to a division battle to see the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're looking okay first half there, Jer. Last week against the Bills, up, what was it, 7-3? Holding the Bills down to 3 points, looking decent, and then just out of nowhere, just boom, boom, boom. Apparently, the Bills ran the same running play like 30 times in a row, and TJ Watt was saying that he's never seen a team run the same play that many times successfully. So we know
James
these
Cook is a
Steelers
beast.
defense.
When he's on
He
and he's
is, but I mean,
healthy, he's one of the best running backs. And
but
then,
still,
Buffalo is kind of, they're learning from their mistakes, obviously, and they're getting it done.
but I mean,
But I do like the
Steelers
pick.
Steelers, I think, against Baltimore, you're getting 6 points, divisional battle. We know these two teams. They know each other really well. It's usually a field goal game. The odd time, there's maybe a blowout here and there, maybe from Baltimore or whatnot. But Derrick Henry, it's not the same Derrick Henry I've seen from years past year. And we know Lamar is very compromised in the pocket. So I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I see Baltimore winning this. Maybe. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Steelers' offense is it's no juggernaut. They started off really hot. Now they're struggling. So I'm going to take the value. Give me the 6 points here with the beat-up Steelers. Mike Tomlin getting fire Tomlin chance, and I think that's gonna drive a little bit of a little warmth into the Steelers' defense there. So I think they show up, keep this game close. Ravens win 23-20, something in that ballpark, and everyone goes
Mike
happy.
Tomlin actually said he agrees with the fans that he should be fired. That was his comment. But they know he knows that they won't.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, Steelers have only had 3 coaches in their history. You know what I mean? Like Cleveland's had that in the last 4 years or something, or Miami or all these teams that never win. So I think they got that pride factor. So let's go on to bronze picks for Week 14. I'm going to be buying low on the Vikings here, Jer. They looked horrible last week. They looked horrible the week prior. The Brosman guy, poor guy, threw 4 interceptions. Only bright spot I saw was that defense that held the Seahawks 220 yards. I see Washington coming into town. Yeah, I think Washington really played their hearts out against Denver. And they went to overtime. I think they may have popped their cherry a little bit. And they're coming into Minnesota. Minnesota really, really hungry for a win. If you lose this, I think it might be time to just pull the plug on the season. But I think this team's got pride. I think Kevin O'Connell wants this win, and I know everyone's low on Minnesota, so that's why I'm just going to scoop in, lay the 1.5, fade the Commanders, who I took last week, and hop off that train. And it's ugly, Jer, but someone's got to do it. That someone is me, so I'll lay the 1.5 with the Vikings. The 14-2 Vikings from last year, no longer. Right, so your selection, you're going to a divisional battle, AFC South,
Yeah,
Indianapolis, I should say, and the Jaguars.
yeah, I know. I usually recommend not taking divisional games, but I just can't look away from this Colts implosion. Injuries, of course. Daniel Jones injured. Their best player, DeForest Buckner, injured. Jonathan Taylor just not looking the same lately.
Sauce hurt
The
too.
play actions, everything, right? And if they know that they got Daniel Jones limping around and questionable Anthony Richardson, or I'm not sure who their backup quarterback is, but it's probably not good.
It's Richardson,
And
yeah.
Jacksonville's on a roll. They look like they're good, and this is their opportunity to kind of get up in the division just a little bit. Houston's going to be chasing them, and yeah, it's going to be a good battle down to probably week 18. Probably whoever wins or loses in that week is going to win that division. Yeah, just kind of expect the Colts to keep losing unless they get healthy.
Surprised that they're favorites in this game. I got to say, initially I kind of like them, but Sauce Gardner's out. You got to compromise Daniel Jones. And that defense isn't exactly shutting down teams like they were earlier in the year. Obviously, kind of a cupcake schedule earlier on. But Jaguars are live home dog here. They don't win with style points. Obviously, they demolished Tennessee last week, but that's kind of it. But even the games they do win, they seemed. I mean, they obviously killed the Jaguars a few weeks back, but other than that, it's been tight finishes, and I expect this one to be a tight finish. So Jaguars plus 1.5 for Jer. Last of our against the spread selections. Let's move on to our dog of the week. Your dog came through last week, Jer, with Green Bay. And you are thinking Joe Burrow and gang in Buffalo? They live?
Why not? I looked up and down at the dogs, didn't really like any dogs, the favorite hawk. So that kind of was just in my mind. What can happen? I also have Cincinnati plus 13 in a different teaser that I have on Bet365. Yeah, that's kind of my ending in the belief of the Bengals. But good divisional battle, good win over Baltimore. They got their leader back. I don't know how the defense decided to just be good, but I hope they can do it again.
Yeah, I think T. Higgins will be back too for that game. So I think Cincinnati will be at full strength, and maybe Buffalo will be feeling themselves a little bit after last week's second half to demolition of the Steelers. And for my dogs have been not barking lately. They've been just whimpering. But I'm going to take this Jets in the divisional battle against the Dolphins. I don't know what it is, what's happened to this Jets team. They're supposed to be tanking for a high pick, and they just got this winning feeling going. So I'm going to ride their little winning streak here, and let's see if they can upset Miami. I think they would want nothing better to knock out a divisional rival out of the playoff picture. So give me those bum-ass Jets. See if they can keep the mojo going. All right, teaser time on S&S. I'll start it off with my teaser. I'm taking Tampa Bay down under a touchdown and under a field goal to 2.5. Divisional battle against New Orleans. They took care of New Orleans in New Orleans last time, so I think they can beat the Saints by a field goal. And then I will tease up those Jets that I was just talking about. I noticed that they moved the spread to +3 for the Jets. I think they know people will be teasing up Jets if they're 2.5 past the field goal and touchdown, and I think they're doing that teaser protection there. But so yeah, Jets plus 8.5, Tampa Bay minus 2.5. And your teaser, you're taking 2 3-point dogs up to 10 there, Jared. Dallas and Houston, both teams can possibly win
both
straight
teams
up.
can win outright. That's why I'm really loving it. And, just out of the scale of what can happen, right? 50% is both of those teams winning, and then that other 50% is the other half. Plus, those 10 points that shaves off you. So, I got a 60, almost 70% chance of this thing coming in. Dallas will put up the points. We're thinking that they'll lose, but I think they will cover double digits.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think our teasers are on fire. I think we're like 3-0 in the last 3 weeks with both of our teasers coming through and cashing handedly. So good news there in the teaser world for S&S. Okay, let's recap Jared's picks. Green Bay laying 6.5, divisional battle. Rams laying 8, divisional battle. Cleveland laying 4 against the Tennessee Titans, that juggernaut we know as Tennessee. And Jacksonville, the lone dog for Jared, plus 1.5. For me, I'm going to Thursday night football, laying 3 with Detroit. Atlanta, 7, home dog against Seattle. Steelers divisional battle, plus 6. And the lowly Vikings laying 1.5. And that does it for our against the spread picks here, Jer, for week 14. Any final comments as we wrap up our pick segments?
Just want to say my last week was the worst yet, but going to make up for it this week. Check it out, listen and learn. Peace.